Ooh, let's get my cup of tea. Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
How
Cheers.
are we doing?
It's time for a cup of tea.
I put the heating on. It's that cold. It's freezing.
It's so cold. So cold. Not happy. And Lulu keeps going in and out of the back and leaving the door wide open.
Close the door.
Who have we got? Opening hand door, Helen. Hello, Josh.
Good afternoon. Oi, my darlings. Hello, Laura. Nice of you to join us today, or that you're able to join us.
Well, hopefully she posted that some time ago, so we'll see.
She did.
Hopefully she'll come back and say hello.
Good afternoon, gorgeous lady.
Love it. Yeah.
Hello, community.
Beautiful community from Dion. Hello, Kate on Instagram as well. We're going everywhere.
Hello.
Oi. Hello, Mary. Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Shimmy in a bit.
Oh, Collie's watching. Hello.
Hello.
Waves all round. Hello, lovelies. Lauren has made it.
Hello, lovely.
Hearts, waves, and rainbows. I love this.
Yes.
How's everybody doing? It is Thursday, the 4th. Thursday the 4th.
Are we in the morning or the afternoon, Tom?
On the afternoon.
Hey.
Thursday the 4th of June in the afternoon. It's 1 p.m. and it's cloudy and freezing.
Heating on kind of weather.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Die Hard. John.
Love it. The Die Hard family.
We're not late, Emily. We were perfectly on time.
Yeah.
You were super early.
Yeah, that's true. You were oi-oing before we could even do it.
Great White Buffalo. Hello.
Hello from Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello.
Lovely.
Welcome.
Our sister lives in Vancouver.
The complete other coast. That's
it's amazing, isn't it?
That is really cool.
Oh, Helen's a bit chilly.
What up, guys, from Rian? Hello, Rian. We got Katie and Michelle watching as well. Hello. Hello. Look at you two in your matching tops. Love
Again,
it.
Did you do that on paper?
No, it's
because I didn't even notice.
Do you not?
No.
Well, I put my Well, my t-shirt was just top of the pile. I don't think about what I'm wearing. It's whatever.
Oh, I do. I go with like what I'm feeling. I wasn't feeling stripes. I was feeling comfort today.
And these are super comfortable. You can get your own at hellotomdiashop.com.
Ding!
These are the ones that have been delayed at the moment. Apologies to those in the comments who I know who are still waiting.
From California.
They come all the way from California.
Yes.
But they are currently one's been processed.
Woohoo!
And the other is being processed. We've got tracking numbers.
Yeah. I'm excited to add to my colour range.
Yes.
I've got a pink one. I got a minty one.
Yeah, like the original turquoise, the inspiration behind it all. And you got a dark one as well.
Yes.
They are available in new colours. The logo has been updated. So
so it's not down here under my boobs.
No.
It should be here.
It'll be higher up. And it's also it's a revamped logo as well.
Yes.
It's filled in white.
Face.
Yes. So yeah, it's Tom. I am a wizard, of course. What pot is Great White Buffalo about to start? That's what I'm interested in. I go, Wizard never late. Frodo ends his streams precisely when he means to. I do.
There we go.
I saw the timer countdown. Part of the problem is there's so many buttons to press. You two are some lovely.
Thanks.
I want to save that comment.
Kind.
Thank you, Great White Buffalo.
Well, hold on, we could do this.
Oh, yeah, we can. Whoa now. Use your other finger.
Hold on, I got crazy.
There you go. Left hand and right-handed knife. There we go. Hello. We get your picture on the screen as well.
Oh, Mr. Woo's made it as well. Hello, Mr. Woo.
Well. For those of you that might not
bloody
know,
hell.
He joined us for like 30 seconds to go yesterday. Thank you those that gave him some dip. With love and kindness, of course.
Yes. Josh, just quickly, shielding people in Wales told to continue shielding until mid-August. They can socially distance outside, but other than that, shield. That's some very interesting information. Thank you, Josh. I was unaware.
Much. Breaking news on Cuppa Tea this afternoon.
Yes. We'll forgive you, Bethan. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This is not good. Bethan's had a bad day. Send some love and care, please.
The care emojis to Bethan, please. If you want to share with the group.
This is not nice.
If you want to share with the group that we're all here, but definitely send some love and some care emojis Bethan's way.
Yes. Send her a bit of love and care.
Yeah, definitely. Just been announced, and I don't distract you from your theme. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We're current.
We are current.
We're in the present.
We're here to support the diehard famalam in whatever way is most appropriate.
Although some breaking news, which would actually link to your little bit of values and hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag Blackout Tuesday,
yes,
is that the 4 officers that were there with George Floyd, their charges have been upgraded.
Yes, they
to
have.
2nd-degree murder. I don't know much about the American legal system, but it is a heavier sentence.
It is. So the guy that had his knee, he's been upgraded to 2nd, and the others are also being charged with murder 3rd, or I don't know how many degrees it goes to, but yeah, they're all now being charged because they're all complicit.
Yeah.
So that
is thanks to the people.
That is. I saw a brilliant tweet the other day, which was they're doing what is it? They're not doing this because they saw the video. They're doing it because we saw the video.
Because people reacted. People have created change, which is brilliant.
And in America, all 50 states protested.
All 50.
All 50.
That is insane and amazing.
Yeah, and what are they called? Not Mormons. Another sect in America. Amish. Yeah, even the Amish were out there with placards as well.
So good.
Like a little bit of unity. It's fantastic. Rian sharing some views similar to that of Mike.
Yeah.
But of course, not all states have that as a punishment.
No, they don't. No.
There's still some hugs coming in for Bethan as well. Bethan, I really do hope that you've had. I hope that this will be the beginning of a better day from the day you've already had. I always blame the weather when it comes to this.
Yes, you always do. That's a fact.
I always blame the weather when something like this. I remember when I was feeling down years and years and years ago, and I came downstairs and I just looked at the microwave and just went, "It's your fault," and I felt so much better. So you could try that. You could definitely try that.
Hold on. They're trying to get justice for the lady who was killed with 8 bullets while sleeping. Breonna, isn't it?
Yeah.
Police apparently stormed the house without announcing their presence and fired 22 bullets. 8 hit her and killed her. They were looking for someone who didn't live there and had apparently been arrested earlier that day. This happened on the 13th of March and allegedly swept under the rug. And it was.
It really was.
Because it's only just coming to light now.
Yeah, there's loads of petitions going around in circulation at the moment.
I think there's more than Breonna and George Floyd.
Definitely. There's so much more. So if you go to change.org, they've got the George Floyd petition was the most signatures they've ever had.
Wow.
And the Breonna, I think it's Breonna Taylor, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
So her death of the wrong address. It wasn't even supposed to be here. She wasn't even.
Why were they even
person.
Firing bullets anyway?
Exactly. As I think Sophie's joined us.
Hello,
as well.
Sophie.
Hello, Sophie. Thank you, John, for the heads up.
Yeah.
Trying not to smudge my makeup in work.
God, there's some justice going on. Big up the people. Power in numbers.
They're really.
Josh has signed 6 petitions so far. I love it. Get on it, people. Perhaps share them on your page. Yeah.
I will do. I've been retweeting petitions and things like that. So if you did want to look at my Twitter, it's at Hello Tom Dyer. You can find what I've been retweeting and different links to different books and documentaries.
Lots of information, education for everybody.
Different blogs, which very much links in to the theme of today, which is to do with value. So this is all very much intrinsically linked.
Absolutely.
As is the shielding, like that, the people who are continuing to shield and those that are respecting people that are shielding is something that comes down to values.
Yeah.
And the kind of.
I just want to put this up. Sorry. Bethan says, adjust your crown, you absolute queen, because you are, Bethan. Yeah. You got this. You have. Definitely. Okay. Oh, I like that. Mary's signing petitions as well. And Liz has. Liz has signed 3. Oh, 3. She's on it. There you go. Want to get on to some more too. So yeah, there's loads out there, and there's loads of voices and articles and blogs that have got loads of them listed. Sorry, Liv, I didn't mean it. I thought, oh no. I didn't mean it. So yeah, so that's what we can do, and it's all from my point of view linked to values as well. A bit of information about the rubber bullets meant to be shot to the ground. About Wow.
Wow, I didn't realise that. And of course, rubber bullets were used for President Trump when he went on his photo op in the church the other day. And journalists and everything was caught. Well, they weren't in the crossfire. They were just being looked at and punched as well. And so that's not only is that infringement on the Black Lives Matter movement, but it's also press freedom, which is all very, 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 very scary. If you want to live in a free, informed world, regardless of what your view is of the media, there's some media outlets that are trying to be really clear down the middle and say these are the pros and cons of the situation that we're going through now.
Yeah.
We've got there's some so just to go back one, Tom has signed a petition last night for Chester Zoo
because it's on the brink of closing down, so that would be really cool to get that to stay open, really, wouldn't it?
And they've been told to close indefinitely, and because their big thing was, well, why has this happened when parks are now allowed to open? We can maintain social distancing because we're literally outside, we're one of the safest attractions that exist. But we're also
lots of open space.
We're really expensive.
A lot of animals to keep.
1.6 million running costs per month.
Wow.
They've already said that they're over £5 million down of what they would normally be.
Crazy.
So Emily's made a comment there about the knee on the neck. One thing I've noticed from looking at clips from all over the years and what's still going on now when police are trying to put down protesters and looters and things like that, is that I think a knee to the back of the head and the back is the go-to move. It's probably trained in police school, in the academy. It seems to be the move that all of them do. You get someone on the ground and the knee on the back.
So it's their weak spot, isn't it?
It's the most maximum weight distribution with minimum effort.
Yeah.
So if there's someone on the ground already incapable and you've got your knee there, they can't move. Why it's on the back of the neck for that long, I don't understand.
It just shouldn't have been.
Yeah, not
because he died.
Yeah, particularly when the medics turned up. Particularly, there's 3 other officers there as well. It should have been, but it shouldn't have happened. Full stop.
No, and Clive Richards has said the 3 other policemen have been charged with aiding and abetting 3rd-degree murder, and the main perpetrator is charged with 2nd-degree murder. It can't be 1st-degree murder because there was no premeditation. Yep. Yeah. The horrible historical document of a black youth who was executed at the age of 14 for the rape of 2 white girls, but was subsequently found to be innocent. Yeah, so that happened. He was the youngest person to have the chair. That was back in 1944, I think it was. And some other person did it. You blamed it on the black child, knowing that they would just go after the child. They went to court. There was only white people on the jury. The court case lasted less than 2 hours. I think the deliberation was 10 minutes. And he had the chair for being black, which is very similar in kind of connotations to Kill a Mockingbird. And the kind of what Atticus Finch was trying to overcome in the judiciary. Mana behead Trump. I definitely like to see him go. Oh, dear, there's a good diagram of how they are meant to be used, as if direct to the face can fracture skull and leave brain damage. All through the eye will kill.
Yeah, so I didn't realise the rubber bullets are massive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not like a little BB pellet. It's a proper, rubber that you'd use to, like an eraser in school.
Crazy. And just lots of disgust, really, as to the criminal offences that the police are doing right now. Police need to neutralise people as quick as you don't know if they have weapons, etc. Yeah, which I totally get. And Brianna, she was asleep in bed, and I think that's the argument. Is there was no one fighting, or no one even had a gun in their hand.
Yeah, so it was a middle of the night raid, and they just opened fire. Bethan's talking about the George Floyd challenge. I have seen pictures of it, and it's why.
Taking photos and post them.
Yeah, posting on social media, but posing in George Floyd's.
Very distasteful.
Very. It's awful. And then a few replies.
Emily wants to know more about it. Yeah, understandably so, Emily.
What's that? The boy?
I think, just about, George Floyd particularly, but everything that's been going on.
Yeah. Probably the restraining technique as well. Yeah. It's it makes no sense to me. Like, I can look at lots of things from different points of view, and then I come to the conclusion, it's like, but how have people got to that point of view? And that's the bit that kind of interests me, and that's the bit that needs to change. And this is where education and awareness needs to really be at the forefront. And this is my values coming out of that educating, that lifelong learning. That
is education one of your values?
Lifelong learning is, yeah. Which is why I read so often, which is why I make a conscious effort.
He reads every single day.
Every single morning.
Amazes me.
I read for at
blows my mind.
I read for at least half an hour every morning.
You do, yeah.
I read my first fiction book last week as part of a bit of a book club.
Very exciting.
And yeah, it was interesting. I'm back to the world of non-fiction and kind of business development. But I've incorporated now some of the literature and the books, why I've stopped explaining racism to white people, and all the books that people have been recommending, I've now added to my reading list.
Yeah,
so good. I'm going to start mixing them up. So one week it'll be a business book, one week it'll be fiction, and another week it will be educating myself on the Black Lives Matter movement and the history and the context. Because I want to understand the context as to how we've got to this point, because I think that will better inform the next stage.
Okay, cool.
Which is why all of this week I've been trying to retweet lots of things about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, no, it's been really valuable information as well.
Yeah, because I think that's really important, and identifying that and being aware that that's what I wanted.
Yeah,
it means that I'm able to take forward that action. And because I feel so strong about that value, if someone comes back to me and says, what you're doing is playing into mainstream media, blah, 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 you're just trend setting.
Well, no,
blah,
you're
blah,
learning.
blah. Yeah.
You're sharing the knowledge.
Exactly.
Which is good.
I don't care about that opinion because I know the intention as to why I'm doing something.
Yeah, and Liz is saying education is one of her values, and Sophie is late because she was on her gardening course.
Great.
Bit of lifelong learning there too.
That is. What did you learn to grow today, Sophie?
Oh, Colleen said education is a dire key value. Education is the key to a better life. Take you back to your childhoods. And Bethan wants to know what was going on in the police officer's head when he clearly couldn't breathe, couldn't control it. It was all about power.
Yeah.
He was a white, powerful man in authority. And it was as simple as that, as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am doing this to you because I can. I am superior to you.
Absolutely crazy. And Clive is just giving a little bit of background to the George Floyd case. He was apprehended because a white shopkeeper accused him of passing a dud $20 bill. The bill was good. The
bill was good. So I didn't realise that it had been proved that it was fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to read Emily's at the moment. Oh, Emily's off.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Emily.
Bye.
See you soon.
Yeah, bye. Have a great day. We're doing greenhouses, etc.
Ooh, exciting.
I like that. The information is out there. Ciao.
Oh, Emily knows that bit.
Okay. So yeah, well, Emily's off now. But if there's other things that you want to ask, then by all means we can try and find out. It is, yeah, it's our public service.
Yeah. Always more digging. Oh, there always is, Emily.
Oh, always.
There's never clear-cut stories, really, or very rarely, anyway. There's lots of history and individual stuff as well, isn't
there? We're all taught that things are black and white.
We're complex beings.
We are, and nothing is clear-cut. Everything has an element of grey, and that's like my background in law and things like that. I like digging into all of that, and I like finding out all the intricacies and what led to those points.
And then I ask Tom. And I get all the knowledge I need, and it's brilliant.
There you go. See, I have function, I have a purpose. And at the moment, I'm able to share that purpose with you guys, which I never thought would ever happen.
Bloody amazing, Tom.
Yeah.
John is saying, heck, even if you pay with a dead note, you shouldn't pay with it for your life. Exactly.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that as well. The police are there to uphold the law, but they're not there to dole out the punishment.
Nope.
That's for a court of law. and that's where he overstepped his mark. He's there to investigate and uphold the law. The only exceptions for that are strict liability cases, so such as speeding and on-the-spot fines. But other than that, it has to be passed to the judiciary, and he did not do that.
Yeah.
American law is based on English law.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yes.
And then Liz is pointing out, which is the far bigger point of what this movement this week has shown, is that it's far bigger than just that one individual case.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, why did he think he was superior in the first place? Why did he think that it was okay to do that?
Well, there was a banner actually. A white woman was holding up in one of the protests, and she said, "I've been fighting this for 65 years. Why has nothing changed?"
Yeah, and it's because the systems haven't changed.
So yeah,
which means they're always going to be shown in a slightly different light. That it's so kind of subversive. It doesn't exist because it's so nuanced that we just grow up accepting it, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just in response to Mum quickly, it's a passion. It's not my purpose. My purpose is talking and helping other people. It's the other way around.
Emily, I think what's his name said that it wasn't a dud £20 note. It was actually a kosher £20 note.
And I think no, it wasn't a dud.
No, that's just the other point.
Yeah, and even if you do commit a crime, as I was just saying about that, thank you, I'm outside on Twitter.
He's passionate about the beer store and he's passing it.
Yeah, if he did use a dud note, once they had got him into that restrained position, he should have gone through due process, and he did not go through due process, and that's the problem I have. If someone commits a crime and breaks laws, I am the first to say you've broken that. And as much as I'm saying that I'll stand side by side by anyone, if you break the law, I'm going to tell you that you broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
The investigation into that dud note did not take place, and yet a man has died. That's also being very flippant about it as well. And so, yeah, we don't know what led to the beginning and the after of it. But what we do know is what actually happened.
Yeah.
Inox said on Twitter, "Love the baseball shirts." Thank you very much.
We love them too.
I love them. They're so comfortable. You can get them from hellotomdyershop.com.
They are so comfortable as
really
well. Get so yourself nice. One. Send us a picture.
I think it's and so John's making a distinction here, and I read about this the other day, is that in cases of murder, so yes, his charge has been upgraded to second-degree murder. However, until the evidence and it's decided by a jury that that's what happened, it's a killing.
Yeah, there was no motive or premeditated motive.
Which is why it's not first degree.
Yeah,
so,
that is why it's not first degree.
Yeah, so in the UK, we have manslaughter. You killed someone, you didn't intend to kill someone.
Yeah.
In America, they've got first, second, and third degree, different types of murder. Until it's proven that it's murder, it's a killing.
Yeah.
So this still needs to go through due process. The police officer is fortunate enough that he is going to go through due process. I was telling stats to Abigail earlier, in the UK, of all the black deaths that have been committed by police officers, not one, are they Tom Dyer or Dry Clean only? Tom Dyer, D-Y-E-R. So in... I forgot. Got distracted by Tom Dyer. that's my next business venture.
Tom Dyer.
Is that you need to prove it, and you need to prove that the Attorney General will need to go to a court of law and a judge, and will have to present evidence to show that the criteria for those separate degrees of murder have been met, and they need to be agreed upon by 12 good men and women.
Yep. Law-abiding citizens.
Law-abiding citizens.
Bethan is saying, do you think that hashtag all lives matter slogan is bad taste? Like, I get where people are coming from with it, but right now it's Black Lives Matter because they are being treated so differently.
Yeah.
And this white supremacy should be a non-existent thing right now. And that's why it's Black Lives Matter right now. Yeah. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, Bethan. But yeah. I mean, I had to educate myself on that really, because it's like, well, everyone matters, don't they? But no, Black Lives Matter right now.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones being treated wrongfully.
Yeah. Oh, Haz has joined us on Instagram. Hello, Haz. And in relation to the Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter, there's what you were just saying. At the moment, they're the ones that need the help. So there's
totally.
There's the diagram at the moment, or the cartoon that says about there's two houses on fire. The black house is on fire. The white house has got someone there hosing it down. It's like, yeah, no, but all houses matter. And it's like, yeah, but mine needs looking at right now.
Right, yeah, right this instant. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I need to look after mine. And another example I've heard is I've got £5 and a black person has got £2. And if all lives matter, and you give both of us £2, there's still a gap.
Yeah.
So they're still down here. They're still being suppressed. So that's why all lives matter. We know all lives matter.
Yeah.
But we're not the one that needs the help at the moment.
Yeah. And as Shah said, like Liz has just pointed out, Black Lives Matter too.
Yes. Which is also a problem because
it shouldn't even be said.
Yeah. It's like,
no,
of course
totally
it is.
agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the luxury as privileged people to look at this as an intellectual standalone case. This is to do with racist brutality. Whether someone paid with a crooked note is irrelevant. The punishment was inappropriate, no matter the situation. Absolutely, John, and very well said.
Yeah, definitely. But we can't allow our police to be in a situation where they start dishing out crimes and solving crimes and doing the punishment. That's not their function.
Yeah,
at all.
Collie's saying racism is systemic. Let's hope George Floyd will change the attitudes and actions. His case has obviously really highlighted just the comparisons, certainly in America as well, where it's just white, black.
Yeah, and just to Emily's point, George Floyd did have a criminal record.
Yes, we know that.
And it was lengthy. It was really, really lengthy. It was based in Texas. Like he wasn't a saint.
No.
But he'd moved to Minneapolis to start again.
Mm-hmm.
He had that record. The whole point of a judicial system and a prison system, it's rehabilitation. And he'd gone through that, and he'd moved for that new start.
Yep.
And that's like, and even still, with a record, with antecedents, with all of that going on, he still shouldn't have been killed.
Treated and killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Lauren is saying, I saw a video of a young black man who ran a stoplight. He pulled onto his 90-year-old grandmother's drive, and he was surrounded by police with guns on him. And his grandmother was asking them to stop, and she was pushed to the ground too. It's appalling.
Yeah. It really was. And there were the people filming it were saying he's not going to move because he's afraid he's going to shoot. So the police were saying, come to us. They had guns trained on him. He ran a stoplight. So in America, with the big red stop signs, in the UK, we've got give way. So if there's nothing coming, you can kind of creep out and keep going. Whereas in America, if there's a stop sign, you stop and you come to a total stop, and then you carry on with your journey. So that's how the system works. He ran a stop sign, he didn't come to a complete stop. And there was at least two cars there that followed him, had guns pointed on him. He was on the grass, not moving. And yeah, the grandmother, she was like, what are you doing? Like, he's unarmed. He had his hands
Leave him alone. Yeah.
So I can't comprehend it because I haven't been in that environment. And this is where the systemic racism comes from, is that they're more likely to be in that environment because we put them there through years of oppression.
Yeah.
And that's the racism that's being counted now. It's like Black Lives Matter has been around for 5 years. Like, it's been a long time that this happened. And it is good that it's now even louder than it's ever been before.
Yes, definitely. And John is saying, there's not enough information. Feels like clawing for excuses and delaying justice in the hopes of justifying the death. The Attorney General has been overruled, hasn't he, for what he said? Yeah,
so the Attorney General was kind of like, yeah, it's cut and dried, it's happened, let's kind of move on in a like, I don't know his exact quote, but he was very dismissive of it.
Very dismissive.
But I believe that the governor overruled him, which is what's led to the conviction in the first place, and the subsequent upgrading of the conviction as well.
And I do agree with Bethan's point here. I agree with right now it should be Black Lives Matter right now. However, the public backlash that all lives matter has been blown way out of proportion for me. For me, the all lives matter shows equality and shouldn't be getting the hate that it's getting. I fully appreciate where you're coming from, Bethan.
Yeah.
All lives matter, but particularly right now, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
All lives matter shouldn't be deemed offensive, I don't think. I agree with you. I hope I phrase this correctly and clearly. You really have. And
Definitely.
I think people were getting frustrated with it because they were saying it's the whole white supremacy thing. What about it that we turned it back on the white people?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's no, right now we need to be fighting for Black lives. We need to be supporting and embracing Black lives. But no, I totally hear where you're coming from, Bethan.
Yeah, it's definitely not a dismissive thing, and it's brilliant that you're giving it some thought and trying to
process it, because it's a huge thing to process, and it's a really like Shah was saying, it's a really uncomfortable conversation because you don't want to be that person saying, well, don't all lives matter? Yeah, they do. They really do. But and as Shah said, Black Lives Matter too. And that's what's important right now. Yeah.
There's a guy on Twitter, I can't remember his handle at the moment, but he's doing a series of uncomfortable conversations for white people. And I think each one's going to be like 9 to 10 minutes long. So it'll be like my Helen Dyer recaps in a way. And he's going to be talking about different themes that have come up that are uncomfortable for white people to come to terms with. And the one tweet that I saw the other day is, we're not asking white people to be nice to us all the time.
No.
But this is where it's kind of hard hitting, where some white people are finding this really difficult to comprehend, is that we're asking white people to give up the advantage that they've always had, to actually give up a lot of the systems that's kept us where we are and make it a level playing field. And for a lot of people,
and that's grim.
Yeah, like that. Grim. Like that's going to be really uncomfortable for a lot of people. It's like, well, I've benefited in society the way that things are. Why would I put that at risk? And I suppose that comes down to like a scarcity mindset, in the sense that, well, if that happens, then this is going to happen to me. And when we've stopped looking at the opportunity of what it means bringing things together, and that is a big ask for us to give up everything that we've known for years and years and years and years.
Or just bring Black lives with us.
Yeah, to pick everyone up.
Come on.
Yeah.
We should be treated the same. Tom's interesting fact, during April Eden, big Christian bookstore, 55% increase in sale of physical Bibles in the UK.
Wow.
Very interesting.
That is. I saw that James Corden has done a video with a bookstore seller about how to hold the Bible after Trump held it upside down and backwards.
Oh, God, that's terrible. And Mary saying, Will Smith, racism is not getting worse, it's getting filmed.
It's always been this bad. Yeah. And I love Will Smith with all of my being, so I'm glad that you've put him on the screen there. I wonder if all these people can hold the Bible correctly.
Equality versus equity.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, yes.
We have that conversation a lot with Welsh cancer treatment. Is that if it's equitable treatment or equal treatment, how's that going to factor in the southeast of Wales, where a lot of the population, a lot of the money is, compared to Bertie Cadwallader and Powys Teaching Health Board? There's like you've got to find that balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We've got an amen.
We do have an amen. Holding books together. And we've flown over 33 minutes.
But
I'm just looking at Bethan's comment there and how a positive phrase can be so negatively viewed at the moment.
And it is sad. It's a huge shame.
It is. And I suppose the problem with that phrase is that it diminishes the moment.
Yeah.
And that's why it has been turned into something negative, which is a shame.
And Andrew Wilcock, hi both. Do you agree that the Black Lives Matter movement will only really start to accelerate more if white celebrities, footballers, etc. support more by wearing the T-shirt? Yeah, 100%. It's a bit like what's his name? Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah.
And all, the sort of the 70s treatment of women and things in like getting to where they needed to be with sexual favors and things, and hopefully we'll see a movement with that. So I totally agree, Andrew.
Hello Fionn on Instagram. But going back to Andrew's point as well, 100% yes. Shah, who came on the show on Tuesday,
I think it was Tuesday,
on Tuesday, she said change happens when a group of white men listen to another group. So she used
another group of white men.
No, well, I'm not there yet. Not there yet.
Sorry.
When an original group of white men listen to the cause.
Yes.
So in women's suffrage, women got the vote because a small group of white men believed in the women's suffrage movement. That group of white men then went to talk to another group of white men, and that's when change happened. So until the mainstream celebrities and the mainstream media and people in everyday life start picking these things up, there isn't going to be a change, because people are going to look at those role models and think, well, if they're not practicing it, then why should I?
Yeah. Celebrities have huge influence on things like this. So yeah, let's hope they keep with it.
Yeah. What was the point in the photo? I think that's a Trump thing, I think. Shooting people with bullets and tear gas so you can get the... What was the point in the photo? To show that white Christian faith overpowers all, was essentially that. And there's been a great comparison between Barack Obama leading thousands of people linked with Selma, and you've got Donald Trump, who's flanked by riot police on either side.
Well, it was because it's Gay Pride Month this month. When Barack Obama was in the White House, it was beautiful pride flag. And this month, with Donald Trump in power, at riots, tear gas, it's awful. And I think it just sums up their authority that they had in the White House, to be honest.
Definitely.
And the influence they had on the people.
Yeah. This has been, well, from my point of view, I think it's been a really lovely, engaging conversation.
Thank you so much for all your comments, everybody.
Yeah.
Really appreciated it.
It is
good conversation.
Yeah, and this conversation needs to be had, and too many people are too afraid to have it in the first place. So hopefully, in hearing us talk about it, it's out and about. You're getting your thoughts out as well.
It's important.
Yeah, definitely. And there's one part of ACT is about mindfulness and sitting with your uncomfortableness. If you're feeling uncomfortable about this, think about why you're feeling uncomfortable about it.
Yeah.
Either addressing the issue, talking about the issue, and what it means going forward. Sit with that and think, how does this make me feel? And why do I feel this way? Are there examples where you think that you could have done better? And if there are examples where you could have done better, or you're really happy with what you did, don't beat yourself up for how things have been in the past.
No, absolutely not. You can relearn. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can re-educate yourself.
Yeah, we are relearning, we're re-educating, and we're moving forward. But in order to do that, Andrew's commenting, which is great. Andrew knows about ACT. He knows about mindfulness. It's sitting there, feeling your breath, thinking of those thoughts that come in. Could you have done, what can you do going forward which could help this cause? And going back to the All Lives Matter, all lives matter when Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, totally.
So,
we'll come back.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get there.
Yeah, it's not a negative thing. And linking this very loosely to values again, because this is all values based. The reason why we're talking about it so
we'll
much
have a girl
is
chat about values next week, maybe.
We will, but I posted on the page in the link below. You can get a values workbook that I put together, and really think about how you're feeling in these times and what you can do going forward.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah,
we're going to leave you to it. Thank you. You're all amazing.
You've been absolutely incredible. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for giving us the space and the permission to be honest with you about what's going on, because just like you, we're learning this for the first time as well.
And acknowledging our own values and what our thoughts are on it, and had we really considered it before? Probably not. No,
and everyone's opinion is valid, whether you think it's controversial, whether you think it's unpopular. I don't care. There's no judgment about your own opinion and about how you want to move things forward. I'm not interested in there being a bit of a bashing as to what's going on. If we come across as saying one thing too forcefully, it's because that's our values coming out.
But we respect your values too.
Exactly.
And that's why it's important to have these conversations.
Definitely. We're here to learn. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm.
Yes.
And we will see you again. I still haven't figured out what we're doing tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for tomorrow. It'll still be at 7:15, whatever it is.
Cool. There we are. Wonderful.
Fabulous. And we'll take it from there. Right, we're off.
There we are. Thank you very much, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.